Hey, here is Lucy from Your Space. I'm a professional organizer and today I would like to talk about the decluttering process. So people are wondering, okay, when you come to my house and you do a decluttering and organizing session, how do I know that it's going to stay this way for a longer period of time? Of course, it will be ideal if your house stays perfectly organized forever. Not sure if that is entirely possible, but definitely it is possible to keep your house decluttered and organized for very long periods of time. That of course is going to depend a lot on you and whether you will be able to maintain the systems that we've put in place. But let me just tell you some important things about why it's working. So decluttering process is actually extremely self-confrontational. When you're sitting there with all your stuff, it really reflects pretty well on who you are and how come that all of this stuff got into your life. So you can start recognizing your habits, like what are the habits that actually created the clutter? What are the things that I tend to bring into my life unconsciously? Because you're doing it one by one, maybe not noticing that at the end it's quite a lot. And then of course it's much easier once you're aware of it to start changing this behavior. So it's very common that after a decluttering session you will think differently about shopping, you will think differently about accepting gifts that you know you're not going to use or you don't like. You'll think differently about dragging home any freebie that you can get your hands on. And there's an amazing professional organizer in LA called Tracy McCubbin, and I learn a lot from her. She has 7 different clutter blocks that she's recognized in her clients over her long career. And it's also great for us to work with those to help our clients recognize that they might sort of be having this or that, or this combination of different clutter blocks that are basically mental reasons that are stopping you from getting rid of your stuff, and what is actually the underlying emotion and the underlying reason for all of this. Another big thing about decluttering is that it's quite hard to do it alone. And that is why we come into place as someone who can guide you. And the reason why it's difficult to do it alone, and you don't have to do it with a professional organizer, you can do it with your friend or you can do it with your parents. But you need to do it with someone who's going to be objective, because when you are dealing with all your stuff, you're also dealing with all your emotions and all your memories, because it's all attached to all of those objects in your life. So if that object has no memory for you and no emotion for you, it's going to be much easier to deal with it. And that's where we come into place. For us, it's just stuff. We see it very objectively for what it is. But for you, it's your memories, it's your emotions, it's all of this. So it's much more difficult to deal with this stuff a little bit more objectively. You have to just choose very carefully who you're doing your decluttering process with. It needs to be someone who's not going to judge you, and it's going to be someone who's going to see the things as objectively as possible.